Everybody sing that shit.
Johnson holds 4-shot lead at halfway at US Open after late slips from Poulter and Rose. World No. 1 Dustin Johnson has a clear lead at the halfway point of the United States Open after Ian Poulter and Dustin Rose were both left to poor finishes to their rounds on Friday. The two friends were reveling being the Englishmen in New York as Poulter moved to within a shot of Johnson with 2 holes to go, with World No. 3 Rose just 3 off the pace. Then, calamity struck as Rose bogeyed his final 2 holes to fall 5 adrift, alongside another countryman Tommy Fleetwood, who shot a brilliant 66, but that was a benevolent fate when placed alongside the misfortune that struck Poulter. Playing superbly and with all the momentum in his favor, it was hard to believe what happened to the 42-year-old after his drive found the middle of the 8th fairway. From there he hit perhaps his first bad shot of the day into a greenside bunker. With no green to work with, he thinned the ball into the thick rough and now he was in a world of trouble. 2 hacks out later, and in the end he needed to hole a gutsy 6-feet putt for a triple bogey. A bogey at the last meant he was another on the same 1 over par mark as Fleetwood and Rose, and left Johnson as the only player under par, 4 clear of Americans Charlie Hoffman and Scott Piercy, followed by the English trio. A starry cast list who will have an unwanted weekend off was headed by Tiger Woods, Jordan Spieth and Rory McIlroy. The latter finished with 4 late birdies but still missed out by 2 shots, a classic example of a man able to play freely only when his chance had gone. Where better than New York for Johnson and Fleetwood to demonstrate that if you want to do well at the US Open it's all about having the right state of mind. While the locker room here has been filled with the sound of griping at the difficulty of the test, the tall American set his imposing 4 under par halfway total with a 67 while the Englishman kept Johnson's athletic stride in sight. Both players had the worst of the draw as well, but there is a reason on top of their prodigious ball striking why Johnson is a past winner of this event and Fleetwood finished tied 4th last year. The pair are among the most unflappable, refusing to be sidetracked by things outside their control, like ferocious rough and bumpy greens. The US Open is supposed to be the ultimate test of a player's game and mind, and no wonder chief organizer Mike Davis couldn't disguise his delight at seeing the pair doing so well. "I'll take that score and run," said Fleetwood, who played with the eventual champion Brooks Koepka in the final round last year. "It was about hanging on for a while when the rain came in but then I got a little run going at the end. Majors are all about handling yourself and I thought I did that last year, even though I couldn't compete with Brooks, who was phenomenal that weekend. But it gave me the motivation to want to come back and have another go. No player has ever won a US Open having won title the week before, but the weight of history is just one more thing Johnson has made light of in establishing his useful advantage. The worst of the wind on day 1, a prolonged bout of rain on day 2, coping with the raucous hordes following his playing partner Woods. It all made no difference to Johnson who made the 14-time major champion look old by comparison. The runaway winner of the St. Jude Classic last week played at a heavily watered country club course that could hardly be further removed from this test. Johnson is showing the all-round skills that make him such a worthy occupant of the world's top spot. "Dustin was in complete control of what he was doing," said Woods. "He's hitting it so flush and solid. It's windy. It was raining early but he just striped the ball through the elements." Johnson also underlined the scale of the task facing Woods if he is start winning majors again. "I'm not very happy with the way I played or putted," said Tiger, who finished 14 shots behind his playing partner. "I don't know that you can be too excited about finishing 10 over par. I've certainly got work to do before the British Open next month." Ditto the Open champion Spieth, who birdied 4 holes in a row on the back 9 at one point, only to bogey the 17th and 18th to miss the cut by 1. "What a game,"